Okay, good morning and welcome to today's White Plains City School District Reopening Committee meeting. Today's Wednesday, October 27th. I was just saying to Lieutenant Robinson, it's really hard to believe it's already the end of October. And I do want to also welcome Lieutenant Robinson here with us. He is an outstanding member of our law enforcement community, and we're thrilled to be partnering with you, LT. So thanks again for being part of this conversation. You got a lot on your plate. I also want to thank our Board of Education members. President Rosemary Eller's here. Of course, Trustee Brady's here with us too. I know Rosemary and Sheryl are both working, so they may, if they have to jump off, they will do so. But Rosemary, thank you. And I always like to just start off, and just in case the trustees have any items they'd like to begin with or share, I give you the floor.
Hi, thanks. Thanks, Joe. Nothing really. We, just want to be here to hear, all of the updates and really just be informed of everything that's going on. So we don't want to take any time, and we know everyone's time is valuable. So let's proceed.
Thanks very much, Rosemary. I do want to just recognize, first of all, our students who continue to support these efforts. And Lola is here with us this morning. Thanks, Lola, for taking the time. I know you guys are very, very busy, and we really do appreciate your continued commitment to the reopening. How are you, kiddo?
I'm good. How are you? I'm like out of practice using Zoom. I forgot the keyboard thing, so I didn't know how to unmute.
So, Lola, I don't think that's a bad thing. If we're moving away from that, that seems to me that that's not so bad. Okay, so just by way of quick update for me, so the good news is this: we continue to see a trend in terms of stability and even down identified cases of COVID-19 coming to us in the school facilities. It's not gone by any stretch of the imagination, but certainly almost 2 months now into the 2021-2022 academic year, we have experienced far, far fewer disruptions related to contact tracing and quarantine or isolation. And that's really, really great news. Of course, that's because of the continuous efforts of all of our community members, of course, our folks in health services, but just a shared vigilance, I think, all throughout the White Plains City School District in trying to maintain health safety standards and keep everybody healthy, which is great. We've also seen again, a reduction in COVID-19 impact on our athletic teams, which is fantastic. By the way, just a little plug for all of our student athletes out there in every sport and activity. They've had a tremendous fall. And I just want to offer my congratulations. Many of you already know that our high school football team is headed into the playoffs this Friday, which is really fantastic. We also had trunk or treat taking place over at the high school on Friday for our kiddos to participate in. We had our Little Tigers evening a couple of weeks ago at senior night, which was really tremendous. And the kids and the adults had a blast. So lots of really great things happening on the field. We also have amazing things happening on the courts and in the pools. I do want to recognize the White Plains High School volleyball team, who's headed in as the first seed in the playoffs. And I think they're 18-0. Which really is fantastic. So good stuff happening with our kids. We continue to work through the transitions back into the structure of a school day. Not always easy, as you all know, but I do want to thank all of our staff members, our faculty members, our administrators, and most importantly, our students and our parents and guardians for working with us as we reacclimate into the school day. So lots of things happening, lots of really great things happening for our kids. And the best is that, health safety continues to really kind of stay in the forefront. We know that we are going to be seeing the emergency use authorization of vaccine for children ages 5 to 11 in the coming weeks. We also know that parents and guardians are going to be connecting with their healthcare providers to determine whether or not vaccination for their child 5 to 11 will be appropriate or an appropriate step. And that'll be coming. We're also going to be looking to partner with the county and the state when possible to offer vaccination opportunity for our children for those families who are willing and able to participate in that. We have testing that's ramping up and being kicked off in the district thanks to the extraordinarily hard work of Nurse Rasiopo, her team, and our operations team as well in getting that. And the good news here, as you all know, there's a requirement for folks who are unable or are not vaccinated to be tested weekly. The good news in the White Plains City School District is that we will at present be able to accommodate those folks in the school district so that they can fulfill the state legal requirement, but at the same time minimize any potential disruption to our instructional program and our activities for our kids. So we're happy to be able to collaborate and do that right here in the district. And, again, just a thanks to everybody who's been helping to negotiate those challenging situations in terms of implementation. It's a big job. Again, for folks who are watching at home, if you're interested in opting into the testing program for your children, it's a very simple program. It's a saliva-based program. You take the sample at home, bring it into school, drop it off, and you will get your results. As well as those results will be shared with our health services staff. And Mrs. Torres, as always, she's on point. Put the link in the chat. So for folks who are interested can continue to sign up for that. In terms of moving into the winter months, we're going to keep a close eye, obviously, as we have for the last almost 2 years now, on any potential indicators that we're seeing a spike in numbers. We'll be sure to communicate that. Not only with the reopening committee, but with our entire school community as well. So my final note before I just jump into our updates is, of course, this weekend is Halloween. For those who are participating, please be mindful, be safe, and take all the appropriate steps to maintain health and safety as you're trick-or-treating or attending parties or whatever the case may be. It is on a Sunday night, so remember it's a school night. And we do hope that everybody has a good time. So what I want to do right now is just jump over and tap Nurse Rasiopo and see if there's any updates from health services.
Basically, we're just ramping up for the testing of staff. That's going to be every Friday and Monday. And we're going to start this Friday. It's going to be 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. So it would give the staff the opportunity to come before school or after school if they're unvaccinated and need to test. We do have a vaccine clinic that's coming up in November 18th, and I'm going to try to see if we get an opportunity to do one in December, because I know that we're going to have the 5 to 12-year-olds soon going to be able to get vaccinated. So I really want to provide some opportunities for the parents to do it in district. As far as the saliva testing, I just want everyone to please spread the word to sign up, because as soon as we get enough people to sign up, we will be able to do the PCR testing for vaccinated and unvaccinated folks. And that's pretty much it. I'm looking very closely at the Delta Plus variant. It is in the UK and in Israel. Hopefully we won't get a big uptick in numbers, but we still have to be careful because we're doing so well. Thank you.
Thanks, Nurse Maggie. Does anybody have any questions for Nurse Maggie? Thank you so much, Maggie. And again, great job, everybody in health services. We're really grateful for all your hard work. I do want to also shout out Dawn McGinn and our food services team, because not only have they been navigating the challenges associated with feeding all the children during physical distancing and monitoring health safety standards, but Dawn's also been really ramping up our food service program and opportunities for children to have healthy varieties of food, including folks who are vegetarians and are looking for meatless options. So Dawn, I don't know if you don't feel like you have to, but if you have an update from food service, feel free to share, but mostly thank you.
Well, thank you, Dr. Ricca. As you said, we're looking always to, our team, our managers in the schools to enhance our menu and increase participation for our students. And we're always open to input and comments and, family questions. So just don't hesitate, anyone out there, administration, the families, even students, to give us a call and share your thoughts or any questions. Please, direct them to our office and, to the kitchen managers as well, who have been doing a great job and we'll be very happy to, hear your kind words of support. So thank you.
Thanks, Dawn. And our food service point of sale, if you will, it's up like 200% or something like that, right? With compared to where we were. So it's great. We have more kiosks for students at the high school. We also have introduced additional seating areas. One of the visions of Rosemary Eller and Sheryl and the board members was to have sort of cafe style high tops and areas for kids to be able to sit down and socialize comfortably. And we have installed those and are continuing to install them all throughout the high school, which is pretty cool. Also, of course, in White Plains, Tiger Orange. So everything really looks great. Lola, as a student, have you had the opportunity to check that out at all, or maybe share some of what you're hearing?
Yes, I would turn my camera on, but there's other students behind me and I don't know if they're comfortable. But yes, I remember the day that they were put in, I walked in from my after school program and I was like, wow, that's so cool. And we see kids sitting on the little, they're not couches, but they're like little steps that are kind of like couches. It was cool. They're nice. And a lot of kids use them for lunch, which helps because now there's not as many kids in the cafeteria, allowing us to move quicker in and out of the line. So it's nice.
Great. That's
Joe,
great.
this is Cheryl. Can I just add, I was in the high school Saturday night for the theater production, and outside the auditorium, there are the new furniture is set up as well. And, so I was pointing it out to my husband because it looked great. And, signs up that, it's a designated, lunch area. So it's really terrific.
Cool. Good. Yeah, good. I'm glad you got to see it firsthand. Thank you so much, Lola, and thank you, Cheryl. I do want to, just as we're on operations and facilities, Frank, is there anything that you wanted to give us an update on? Oh, you're muted. Sorry, Frank.
Thank you. I just want to let you know that we had our health safety meeting on Monday. So we're discussing, how to bring people back into the schools on all these community activities, but also isolate the school in some areas, so that we're working on those plans. And that was really the update. Things are getting busy at night now at the schools because we're having a lot more activities coming in.
Yeah, for sure. All right, thanks, Frank. The PTA, I have to give a shout out to. They've really been amazing and looking for ways all throughout the pandemic to continue to maintain connection with our children and with our families. And as we're now emerging, again, bringing programming back in a safe manner. We've had, over the past couple of weekends, we've had spooktacular events and really great turnouts at those. I know MAS had a great event on Saturday, and we're looking forward to events this weekend as well, which is really fantastic to see our children being able to come back together, our families being able to come back together safely. And tip of the hat and thank you to our PTA. Jessica, I know you have a council meeting this evening. Just wasn't sure if you or James or anybody had anything that they wanted to add.
I just wanted to say thank you for all the support. The units are doing a great job. There's lots of activity going on and everybody's doing it in a safe way. So I appreciate everybody's efforts to continue to engage families and the school communities. And hopefully we continue to be able to do so in a safe manner and continue to keep the kids and families engaged throughout the year. So let's hope we can continue to do that. And thanks again for everybody's support in doing so.
Thank you, Jessica. Do you want to turn also to our colleague, Mrs. Lyons, and see if there are any updates or anything from WPTA?
we're just really excited that testing is going to be available on site Monday and Fridays. So thank you so much. I know that that's really going to help a lot of folks out. So thank you, Nurse Maggie, as always.
Great, thanks, Tara. Ms. Augarten, anything from pupil services that you'd like to update us on?
No, we're just plugging along, making sure that we're paying attention to reintegrating our students into our school community. I think we always have to remember, and I apologize, I wasn't on in the beginning, and I hope I'm not repeating myself, that when we look at our students, they're kind of frozen in time. So if we're thinking about a 7th grader, right, they're a 5th grader, the last time they've been in a school year. So it is going to take some time to reacclimate and re-energize our school communities. And our PPS staff and our teachers, our entire staff is doing an amazing job building a positive school climate and culture. And we do have additional supports in place to help do that for people.
Thanks, Debbie. Yeah, you're not repeating yourself. That was a perfect segue, actually. And we all know this, you know, as adults in the adult world, we're seeing adults who are a bit frozen in time, and re-entry has been somewhat of a challenge. I know if anybody's a commuter, one of the things you'll notice is an increase in fender benders. And, you know, those, again, folks maybe haven't been traveling, haven't been commuting, and, you know, those skills, right, that can somewhat be diminished over time. So it's everybody, it's all of us. And I think as we support each other moving forward and coming out of this challenging time, everybody will benefit, but certainly our kids. And when we talk about safety in our buildings, and again, I got to thank Lieutenant Robinson, I got to thank Jake Harrison, all of our security and safety personnel members, because, you know, for us, it's not about, and it's never been about consequences, right? It's always about supporting kids. Are there consequences? Yeah, you better believe it. But at the same time, we have to couple that with also education and supporting the families. So as we work through those challenging situations with our children, we are mindful of all of the stresses and pressures that they've experienced and their families experience as well. Any open comments, good of the order, issues, anything that anyone from the committee would like to share? All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for taking the time this morning. We will meet again in 2 weeks. We'll send out that reminder and give you an update on where we are. I think that the reopening committee is going to continue to remain an integral part of our planning, review, and community communication process, particularly through the winter months. So I want to thank you again for being part of this, taking the time, blocking it off every 2 weeks. And as we go into the winter months and we continue to monitor, I think you know, we'll have a good sense of where we're going to be in the spring as well, particularly again with the introduction of the opportunity for vaccination for children ages 5 to 11. So thanks everybody. Have a great day. Have a great rest of your week. Enjoy Halloween and stay WP proud.
Bye, thank you.
Bye-bye. Thanks, Lola.
Bye.